what was the real insight in the Grand Prix winner? How do you feel it was turned into branded content, and why did it ultimately win this category?
We really felt that the Intel Beauty Inside began with this very deep brand truth, which is for Intel, it's what's inside the computer and powers them, and for the campaign it was all about it's what's inside that counts. So it was inspired by a brand truth that also happens to be a very human truth, and gets to this idea of both identity, and then for the brand it's relevant in both powering the computer and connected to the brand promise, and also the role that computers play in the everyday lives of young people today. And so it was a beautifully told love story that was deeply relevant to the audience, but also not only inspired by the brand, fueled by it, and then all of the wonderful ways that it came to life. It was very social at its core. The fans had a chance to really participate in the storyline and shape the content in a wonderful way, and we just felt that in all of the ways that this story was told, it was really rose above everything else that we saw this week.
Thank you. The second question is about who is actually working on branded content today. I mean, every kind of agency, media agency, promotion agency, advertising agency, creatives, everybody's working on content, but who is doing the best job from what you've seen this year in the field of branded content and entertainment?
I think the wonderful thing is that these ideas aren't just coming from one place. They're not just coming from creative agencies or media agencies or content specialists. I think that brands are beginning to realize themselves that they have to really know what their story is, and then work with all of their creative partners to bring it to life. And I think it's a wonderful thing, because I think this idea that creativity is the province of one department is not the way that the world is going to work anymore. It's not saying that creative agencies won't continue to be powerful partners. I'm sure they will for a long time to come, but it is saying that brands have the opportunity to take advantage of the world's largest creative department, and I think they absolutely should take advantage of that opportunity.
One further question is about geography. From the results and everything, where do you think branded content is emerging better in terms of worldwide regions?
Sure. One of the wonderful things is that we're really seeing work from all over the world, and fantastic work from all over the world, and I think that the awards that we gave out reflect that. If we had to think about markets that I think are beginning to lead in this area, the US is obviously doing a lot of it. The UK, Australia does a tremendous amount of work for a small country, creative work. Brazil, we're also seeing a lot of wonderful things, but I think overall we saw great stuff from all of Latin America. We saw great stuff throughout Asia, throughout Europe. So I think it is something that, and this is only in the last 2 years, really becoming a global phenomenon.
Okay, one last question. Where is branded content and entertainment headed towards the future, and how will it or should it integrate with all the rest of the communication activities of a brand?
I think that we are moving to a world where we'll probably ultimately will stop talking about branded content as if it's a separate discipline, and what we'll really do is just put storytelling at the heart of a brand, and then it will all be about the ways that they reach audiences with it, that they engage, because I think that interruptive, disruptive advertising, where a brand kind of stops what you're trying to engage with and raises their hand and starts talking about themselves, just like a guest who comes in and does that to you at a party, is not something that you're going to want. So I believe we're really heading to a world where brands have to be invited into the conversation, they have to add value to the conversation, and storytelling is the best way to do that.